Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we'll be trying the random color challenge. If you've never heard of this challenge, let me explain. The artist picks a set of random colors, and whatever color they choose, they have to use. I saw this trend going around in the art community and I thought I'd give it a try. A couple years ago, I was in Michael's and I found this ceramic head. It looked a lot like my dog, so I decided to pick it up. I've left this thing unpainted here for years because I never really knew how to paint it. It's a sugar skull and I know they're really colorful. I just never knew which colors would look best, so it's been left unpainted. But in today's video, we're gonna change that. This is all of my paint. This is a ton of paint and a lot of these are duplicates, so I'm gonna pick a few at random to choose from. Oh, crap. I chose all these colors at random. I'm really just going through them to make sure none of them are the exact same color. That way we have a decent variety to choose from. These are the paints that I've randomly selected. Looking back, I wish I would have looked at the colors a bit more. I did add a few colors I was hoping to get, like this tan color I think would look really good for her fur. And honestly, the rest are pretty random. I didn't want to choose too many colors because I knew I'd have to write all of these down and I didn't want to get overwhelmed, so I decided to keep things simple and just do a handful of colors. Once I was done writing out all the colors, I folded them all up and placed them in this bin so I could pick them at random. I was gonna close my eyes and then randomly pick some, but they just started falling out of the bins, and I figured that was just as good. I wasn't really sure how many I should pick, so I decided to go for one more and make it an even 7. That's not even at all. But here we are, here are our colors. Let's see what we got. Pale blue, all right, not bad. Bright orange, okay, that's kind of hard to work with, but let's keep going. Celery shoot. Oh, deep ochre. This is the color that I wanted. Finally, one that I want. Peacock teal. This is actually a really pretty color, but I don't know about for this project. This next one is another blue, bright blue. Wow, this is gonna be very blue. And the final color is light green. All right, and here are our colors. I can't say that I love them. As a matter of fact, I think I would say that I don't love them, but I'm excited to see where this goes and what we can make. Alright, let's bring this bad boy in. I'm not super thrilled about the colors, but I always really enjoy painting, so either way, this is a win for me. Let's start off by removing this sticker. It took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do. I got lucky by getting this brown color, but everything after that is gonna be a mystery to me. This sculpture has a ton of details in it, so I'm just gonna start by painting the entire thing this brown color. Once it dries, I'll go over it again with the correct colors. But for now, I think this is the best way to fill in all the gaps and make sure I get all the white. I painted everything except for inside the ears because I want to paint that a different color. I knew I wanted to paint this top area teal, and right off the bat, I'm actually really liking these two color combinations. One thing I did not anticipate during this challenge was how difficult it would be to actually film this thing. This is like an entire head, and I didn't realize how difficult it would be to fit it in frame. So I plopped it on this little spinny thing I have in my office, and that helped a ton. However, it was still pretty difficult to get to the details and get it on camera. I wanted to give up on this project so many times because I was not happy with how it was coming out, and filming this was such a pain. But I figured making something ugly is better than making nothing at all. And besides, I had nothing better to do with this thing anyways. I was hoping the color palette would spark some type of creativity in me, but no luck. So I'm just gonna haphazardly paint this. Like I said before, this sculpture has tons of detail to it, but because I'm filming, it's really hard to see and get to the details. I'm pretty much just putting down colors, and I had to touch everything up off camera because I couldn't see a thing. Y'all were in my way for real. I decided to put the pale blue inside the ears and around the eyes, and I used that bright blue for the cheeks and the nose. After, I moved on to the back and I painted the vines this green color and did the accents in celery shoot, which I actually really like this color. It was super bright and pretty. In hindsight, I wish I would have curated my colors a little bit better instead of picking all random colors. I will say this is a fun way to experiment with new colors. I'm not really good at telling which colors look best with other colors, and I think this challenge has really helped me see some other really cool color combinations. I decided to paint the inner ear details bright orange, honestly because it's the only color I had left, and I wanted to make sure I'd used all the colors. So I kind of had a difficult time with this challenge, and it's not just because the colors weren't my favorite, it's because the shape of this head, I can't see a single thing. And that kind of got me thinking, do I hate this challenge or do I hate the subject? Honestly, I hated it just a little bit. I hated it just a tiny bit. So I waited a few days, ran a few errands, and when I was out, I might have picked up a little something else. I picked up this craft kit because I thought it'd be easier than painting a huge ceramic head, and I wanted to see if I could make anything actually cute. So let's try again. So this time around, I decided to use my Posca markers because for me, it's just a lot easier and a lot quicker. However, the color palette I got again was not my favorite. I will say it's kind of funny, but these colors I randomly picked are super close to the colors that came inside the kit. I was really hoping for a yellow, but I did get a pink, so I'm pretty satisfied. These are our next victims. They all fit in camera so easily. We're off to a good start. I got this from Target. It was super cheap, so if I ruin this, it's not a big deal. The first time around, I really did not want to get white. But then as I was painting, I realized, how am I supposed to do highlights? How am I supposed to do the eyes? There's no way. White is necessary, and I almost wanted to cheat and add white anyways. So I'm really glad I got it this time around. When I was done painting the spots for the wings, I went along the edges and painted the outside pink. So far, so good, and the paint markers are so much faster than regular paint. I will say for this one, I did have a few Posca mishaps. You know how when it decides to just pour out 4 gallons of paint. So I did have some bleeding, but altogether I really liked how this one came out. For this next one, I decided to use some colors I would never normally put together. I'm starting off by making the entire border white. Normally, I'd probably leave white to the accents or just to a few places, but this time I decided to do the entire border, and I really like how it looks. It makes it look like it's almost glowing. After that, I made the body blue as well as the accents on the wings. And next, I'm gonna try out this silver marker. At first, I was really intimidated by the silver color. I actually really love metallic markers, but I never use them because I feel like I never know how to use them. So I decided to paint the entire wing this silver color, and then I went in with green for the little top accents. After that, I decided to make some dots around the edges. And this is our second butterfly. I really like it, and these are colors I would never normally put together. Now let's move on to the last butterfly. I really like the edges on the last butterfly I did, so I'm gonna start out with this light blue around the edges for this one too. This one was kind of my favorite one because I really liked the details on the wings, how they all have hearts on them. So I really didn't want to mess this one up. I kept it pretty simple with the hearts being pink and the details on the wings being this peach color, as well as the face and the body. I really like how fresh and bright this white is, so I decided to paint the wings in that color. I am also really trying to avoid the outlines. I tried painting over the lines a few times on these butterflies and I never liked how it looked, so I'm trying to keep these as clean as possible. After that, I did go back and I painted all of the edges just so it could look a bit more cohesive. Since everything was still wet, I waited a few days for it to dry, and then I added a shiny top coat. And here are the results. Despite this challenge being so challenging for me, I still really enjoyed myself. I love painting, and this was a really fun way to explore more color options. And you know what? Now that it's been a few days, I think I actually really like how these turned out. And that is all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! If you enjoyed this video, here's another one I know you'll enjoy as well.